Today I am going over all of my Q2 empties, and boy do I have a lot to share with you, so let's get straight into it. In these videos I like to give a recap of my general thoughts on the product if I'm going to repurchase. Let's start with skincare because I just have so many. I really struggle to organize these, but I'll do the best I can. So starting off with the La Roche-Posay Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. I actually forgot about this product completely, and while I wouldn't repurchase it, it wasn't a horrible product for me. Very gentle. I mean, it's in the description, and I do like that these are fragrance-free products, but I just found it a little too gentle for my liking. Nothing really wrong with it. You do get a lot. I got this on sale, so it's a good price, but unfortunately, not going to be a repurchase for me. I already have some Ride or Die face washes. I'm really just looking for like a new oil cleanser type now, so I'm probably not going to be exploring them as much anymore. But I do have a few more that I finished. One that I absolutely loved was the Tatcha the Rice Wash. I'm just waiting for a sale for this because I absolutely love this, though I wouldn't say for everyday use because it does have a bit of exfoliation to it. And if you don't like fragrances, this one is definitely not for you. I really enjoyed this. It's such a nice like lavender or lilac scent with it, and it's very gentle with that little bit of exfoliation. This whole experience with this one was really nice, and this is definitely on my repurchase list. A face wash I absolutely despise was the Tula Skincare The Rice Rinse, which I thought would be somewhat similar to that. I got this as like a diamond gift from Ulta, and it smells so potent, and it's not a good smell. I don't know what it is, but the last few Tula products I've tried, I think it was also their other cleanser, and I just can't get past the smell. I actually use this as a body wash because I could not stand putting it near my face, and it has like a nice creamy texture, but the smell is just so strong. Yeah, this one is also on the do not buy list for me. I count the minis as half, so I finished 2 face washes, and then I have a ton of sunscreen to go over. So unfortunately 2 were declutters, and then I have 3 minis. I have been loving using YESSTYLE to purchase these little mini sunscreens because I can try a few and it gives me some time to try it with different makeup. I have the Hera UV Protector Tone Up, and unfortunately I won't be repurchasing this one just because it pilled under my makeup. It smells really nice. It does have this pink hue to it, so it kind of tones, though I have redness in my face, so it didn't really tone for me. It kind of just adds like a white cast, but more of that pink cast type of look. But I just found that it pilled no matter like how much time I put in between putting this on and my makeup, and I even tried without other skincare, and this one's just, unfortunately, it pilled my makeup and was really difficult to try and like pat it in. So that one's a no for me. One I really enjoyed was the Madagascar Scentilla one. I already repurchased a full size of this one. It goes on so smoothly, it doesn't pill, and it doesn't really have like that traditional sunscreen scent or feel or texture to it. So I really enjoyed this one. Some days I wouldn't even use a moisturizer because this one was just very hydrating on my skin and kept my skin moisturized throughout the day. So this one was already a repurchase, and I highly recommend this one. The next one that I finished also is not going to be a repurchase for me because it had like this really weird white cast that was quite prominent, and it also had a very strong tea tree smell, which I don't mind, but I don't necessarily want that in my sunscreen. And there were 2 that I had to declutter. So one is the Sunbum Kids 50 sunscreen, and I actually really like this one. It is the stick formula, and it just gives like a really nice healthy glow, and it's not necessarily like tacky, but it does act as a good primer. And it does smell like bananas, but it goes away after you apply it. But this one was expired by like a year, and I didn't realize that, so I figured it wasn't really doing much. But I do really like that one. I guess I was just having too much fun playing with other ones that I wasn't using it. And another one that I'm decluttering also is expired, but it also just doesn't look good, is the Trader Joe's Illuminating Daily Facial Sunscreen. I've never seen this one in store, but I got this in their like advent calendar a couple of years ago, and it is tinted, so you could kind of use it as like a tinted moisturizer. And this one is just so orange even at my tannest. Even like without the sunscreen, I'm going to declutter this one because it just was not a good color for me. So I'm counting those as a 1.5 for finished and then 1.5 decluttered. So then we can move on to moisturizers. And I finished 2 face moisturizers, or I guess one is a mini. One is the Laneige Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Cream Moisturizer, and I got this in one of those Sephora kits. And I had this on my wish list for so long, I really wanted to try it. It's described as like adding just nice moisture, kind of like a plump texture, and it was very eh. I have much better ones, and I like a very hydrating, thick moisturizer, and this wasn't really a thick formula. I felt if I used a lot, I could achieve those, but then you're just using more product, whereas like my Tatcha water cream, or the purple one, is so moisturizing, and I really don't need to use that much. I was able to make this work. I actually used it more so for mornings, though it was a little too hydrating for that, but this one's not going to be repurchased for me. And then one I did enjoy was the E2 2 times Barrier Intensive Cream. This one was interesting because it kind of was similar to the Laneige one, where it didn't have a super thick formula, but you could build it up. I found that I didn't have to go in as much as the Laneige for, you know, like extra hydration, but I use this more in the mornings as well as priming my face for retinol. So usually I'll do a very thin layer of like a gel type moisturizer and then do retinol and kind of like sandwich it with a really hydrating one. So I use this as that first layer, but I don't think I would repurchase this. I am still in the hunt for like a daily morning moisturizer because I've just had some issues with like gel types and water types where they're just not hydrating enough, but then the richer types are too much. Probably wouldn't repurchase this, but I do think that there's a market for someone like for this. Maybe someone with like oilier skin where you want some hydration but not a really thick layer. Then I just have some random skincare products that I finished. So the first one is the Thayer's Hydrating Milky Toner, and this one took me years. I think I got this in 2023. I've been working on this for so long, and it is very okay. I recently got little minis from YESSTYLE just to try some of their milky toners because I like the concept of it, but this wasn't doing much unless I did multiple layers, and the other ones blow this out of the park. I can't believe I used it all. I mean, it worked, and if I did like 2 layers, I could get that effect, but yeah, this took way too long. I started using it on my body towards the end. I mean, it is good bang for your buck for how much you get, but I would prefer the results I want versus how much I'm getting. So this one will not be a purchase. Then I have these Thirst Burst drops from e.l.f. and this was an interesting product. It says that it is a dewy and brightening, so it has 1% hydrating hibiscus complex with niacinamide, and I enjoyed it, but I have so many other skincare products that I would prefer to keep in my routine, and this didn't really add much. You know, I prefer like a milky toner or like a hydrating toner spray over this. It kind of achieves the same thing. It's this gel formula, and yeah, it didn't wow me to earn a place in my routine, and yeah, so this one will not be a repurchase. Then I have 2 vitamin C serums. One is the Charlotte Tilbury Dark Spot Correcting Radiance Recovery Serum, and I enjoyed this while using it, but I don't really think I got results from it, and it wasn't until I started using this other one that I got results like immediately. So I really like the smell of it. It's very nostalgic, and it has kind of like not really like a serum texture, almost a moisturizer, but kind of in between, and I enjoyed it. It didn't like interact poorly with other products that I had, but I didn't notice any results really. I'm looking it up, it's quite expensive, so that one was kind of on the back burner as I'm going through these vitamin C's that I got. And once I tried this Sunday Riley CEO one, I was pretty upset with how quickly I was getting results, because I know this is an expensive product and I've heard so many people rave about this, but I wasn't expecting to see results so quickly. So this is gonna be another one where when I see it on sale, I will scoop it up because this actually did something. And then I finished the Mighty Patch, the original. I already got a backup. I love having these on hand. I don't use them frequently, but it is nice to have them. And I actually got the invisible one because I find this one kind of like around it, you can kind of see it like pilling up, and yeah, but I mean, it's a pimple patch. I have tried like cheaper versions like on Amazon in the past, and they just don't compare, especially like the thickness of it, and it can just be kind of annoying, or some aren't as sticky and they fall off, which is also not good. So I just go with the Mighty Patch because I enjoy those ones. Then I did finish one of my face masks. I go through these probably every quarter. I had it on like subscription for Amazon because I go through them quite quickly, but I just canceled it because I don't know, I guess I haven't been using it or wearing makeup as much, but I really enjoy these. It definitely is better than like a washcloth. I just find that it kind of holds bacteria and can kind of irritate my skin, where these are really gentle, so I always repurchase these. And then I have one makeup remover. This is the Garnier Erase It All Makeup Cleansing Balm, and I really enjoyed this product. I haven't repurchased it yet because I have some other ones that I'm just working through, and I have been enjoying those, so I don't see a need for this right now. This one replaced my e.l.f. makeup removing balm. It's kind of the same texture where it's like solid, but then it starts to melt in your hand as you work it in, and then once you add water, it gets kind of creamy. But I really like this one. It adds so much hydration to your skin and really feels like you get all your makeup off, especially like stubborn mascara. So I would probably repurchase this. I really like the oil cleanser I'm using now though, but I got it at TJ Maxx, so who knows if I'm going to find it again. But this one is also quite affordable, so I probably will go back to this one. I really like it, but yeah, we'll see how my routine is. And then I finished so much lotion. I actually have a few more. I finished so much lotion this time around, and I have a feeling I'm gonna finish some fuller sizes by the next quarter, so that's exciting. I have quite a few like sample sizes, but it was nice to try them out. First I have the Origins Ginger Souffle Woods Body Cream, and I absolutely loved the scent of this. I really wish the formula was different because it just smells so good. It's like ginger and zesty, and it smells really good. It reminds me of the holidays, and it's just very like calming. But I didn't find the formula that good. Like for a body cream, I expect something thick, hydrating, moisturizing, and this was kind of on the sheerer side for a body cream, so that's kind of unfortunate because I adore this scent. I have two Sol de Janeiro little minis, or I guess one's a mini and one's like a sample. I love the original. I will always buy this, but on sale because it's quite pricey. And this rose one was not it for me. It has like this glitter or shimmer throughout it, and I just found the scent to be too artificial. I don't know, I have a rose scented perfume from Fleur, and I also have a rose scented body wash, and those both smell really good. And compared to this, I tried layering it and I thought that it would smell amazing, but this just smells so like artificial, and just, it was kind of nauseating actually. So I definitely would not repurchase that one, but I think that's just kind of a preference thing. The formula did feel a bit thinner though compared to the original, so I'd be open to trying different scents, but I love this one so much. And then I actually finished 5 hand creams. I'm only showing 4. I lost the other one. I think I threw it away at work, but I have 2 of the Trader Joe's ones. One was like a spring scent, fresh blooms scented, and then the other was the original. I'm not the biggest fan of these, even though like this is probably my 3rd or 4th time buying these. They are nice in that they do like moisturize your hands, and I find that my skin kind of retains that moisture, but I think it's the coconut oil where you can kind of feel it on your hand like a layer for a while. And I don't know, I'm the type of person where I definitely moisturize my hands a lot because they're dry, but I need it to settle in quickly, and I don't want to feel like sticky or tacky, and these definitely make you feel tacky for a little bit, but they do really hydrate, so that's probably why I keep coming back to it. And they're affordable, but yeah, I probably won't purchase these again. I'm gonna try not to. And then I have 3 of these ones from Esfolio, and I got this little like 5-pack, and they're all really fun scents. However, it's a really thin hand formula. I will finish them, but I'm not excited to, and I grabbed one that I do like, just to have kind of a buffer in between, because I do need something that's actually going to be enjoyable and a good hand cream. So I have 2 left, I think. 2 or 3 left. I don't know, the scents were okay. This one is like milk. It kind of smelled like baby wipes to me, but I didn't mind. And then the Pure Snail one didn't really have a scent. And then I finished a strawberry one, which at first it was nice, but then it's just, again, it's just like this artificial strawberry scent. But right now I'm working on my Neutrogena like Norwegian formula one, and it's this gel formula, and it is so nice. It is superior. I'm very lucky to have that one, and hopefully I will definitely have a lot more hand creams done for the next update, because I go through them like crazy. So I think that's it for skincare. So let's get to makeup, because I do have a few empties. I do have a few. I definitely thought I would have more, and I'm really hoping to have more for the next 2 updates because they've been kind of slow. But I did finally finish my mini Iconic London setting spray. This one took me so long. It should not have taken me as long as it did. And I just didn't really like it. It didn't really offer any setting spray qualities, and it was just too glittery and often disrupted my makeup underneath. So that one is definitely a no for me. And then I finished a mini primer, and this is the Bobbi Brown one, the like vitamin enriched face base. And I had been dying to try this for so long, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this little mini, and it really wasn't that good. I love the smell. The scent was really nice and just calming, very nostalgic for me, but the texture was just, it was too much. It was very heavy feeling, and while it did add some moisture to my skin, it kind of just felt greasy and heavy. And I don't know if like it oxidized or anything, because it kind of turned like this weird yellow color. It still smelled the same and like worked the same, but that's kind of odd for how expensive of a product it is. You don't want it going bad so quickly. But yeah, I was quite disappointed in this product. Definitely not going to repurchase. I find just a good like skincare routine and maybe even a hydrating sunscreen are good replacements for this. Obviously I do like sometimes like a grippy primer or a pore filling one, but yeah, I guess for hydrating one, just stick to skincare, because this was disappointing for me. Then I have quite a few lip products, which is very exciting because lip products take so long and I have so many, but yeah, I finally did it. So if you watch my project panning journey, then you have probably seen me finish the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is a mini, but I completely finished it. I didn't dig it out or anything. I don't like it that much, and I wouldn't repurchase this one. When I first had this, I really enjoyed it. It is kind of like a nice creamy type of lipstick. I don't know when it happened, but I started finding that it just looks really warm, and often it would settle in like fine lines on my lips. And yeah, just the more and more I used it, I didn't like it, though I did enjoy the lip liner. So how I used this was as a blush actually, and it was so pretty. It looked like a really nice neutral blush, but then on my lips it looked really warm. So yeah, definitely not a repurchase for me, but I'm glad I tried it, and I did like the lip liner. Another product that took so long to finish was the Summer Fridays lip balm, and I think I just had the vanilla beige scent. And I enjoy these. I heard that the formula changed though, so I probably won't be repurchasing, and I just have so many like lip balm types like this to work on anyway, and a never-ending list of ones I want to try. I find that sometimes these can get a little thick if you put too much, and kind of does the opposite where you kind of get like that white film on your lips. Overall, I did enjoy this, but yeah, I don't think enough to repurchase. Then I finished another lip balm, which was the Starface one in like Lucky Lemonade. And this one I completely dug out. I mean, there's definitely a little bit more I could have gotten, but it just kind of is difficult to use a lip balm at that point. I preferred something I can put on, but I enjoyed this as well. I feel like I went through it kind of quickly. I also was project panning it, so maybe that's why, but for it being kind of like chubby, I expected it to last longer. I would probably repurchase this. I thought it was a fun lip balm, and this is definitely something I would get like my sister or people for gifts. So yeah, I would probably repurchase this. So I also have 2 lip product declutters, and I really tried to get these ones to work, and I can't anymore. So one is the ColourPop Shrek Candy Lip Oil. I bought the whole set, the Shrek set, because I absolutely fell in love with all of it, and there was maybe like 2 products I wasn't gonna get, but I think it ended up being cheaper, or I can't recall. But I really had high hopes for this one, and it is so adorable. That packaging is really cute, and it has this little rollerball applicator, which was also super nostalgic for me, and I was really excited to use this. And it doesn't come out. Like, I can roll and roll, it gets stuck. And then once you do finally get it going, it is such a horrible quality. It is really sticky and tacky and just doesn't really hydrate at all. If anything, I feel like it like sucks the hydration out of you. I really tried. I even tried using this as like a nail oil, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is, yeah. So this one is a big no-no for me. The other lip product I am decluttering is the Trader Joe's Jelly Bean Overnight Lip Mask. And as you can see, I have so much progress in there. I even started like digging out on the side, but like even from the side, it was about halfway. And then I started digging because I was like, I need to finish this. And a few things about this one. It is so overbearingly sweet. Even just opening it just now, this is how far I have it from my face. It is so sweet. It's disgustingly sweet. I don't like it. And then it also just doesn't really feel very hydrating. Like, I have lip balms that are more hydrating than this lip mask. I also have the Tatcha like Kiss You lip mask, which I adore, the jelly one. And I was just waiting to use that one until this was done. And I can't use this. It's disgusting. It doesn't really do anything. And I really tried to finish it. So I decided I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna use the one I like, because by the time I'm done with this, that one will like go bad or something, and there's no point in using this one. And then the last makeup product was the NYX Butter Bronzer, and this one is definitely going to be a repurchase. I absolutely adore this bronzer. It has a really nice, just like rosy glow. I have the shade Buttercup, and just has like a nice sheen to it where it's not too much, kind of like the NARS one or the Tarte one. So I really, really enjoyed this, and I've kind of been missing it because I have some cream bronzers as well as some powder bronzer, but they don't have that same look to it. And yeah, I've been missing this one, but it will be on the repurchase list, and down the line it's something that I would like to buy again. Next up, we have some hair products, and I'm impressed with how much I finished, and again, hoping to have a lot more empties for the next update. So let's start with the hair oil that I have. It's the Moroccan oil, the purple one. I wouldn't repurchase this, and it's more so that I've toned my hair darker, so there really isn't any blonde left. I enjoyed the formula, though it's definitely more of like one of those night treatments, which is fine, but they kind of market it as like getting the shine, reducing frizz for like daytime wear. So I would probably buy like the original one because I really do enjoy that, as well as like their hair perfume. I'm not gonna buy this one again just because it's like a toning one. The purple product that I have is the OGX Blonde Enhancer Purple Toning Shampoo. This one also took me about 3, maybe 4 years, and I actually used to be completely blonde years ago, and I think that's when I bought this, and it's very okay. I've definitely had better, but it did work, especially kind of when my hair was mostly brown and then I had some highlights. This did the job. It didn't last long, but it did the job. So I'm very, very happy to be done with this. It took so long, and yeah, I'm not gonna repurchase it. I also probably wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, so many other better ones, especially you could get like a purple toning conditioner. That would be so much better than this shampoo. Not on the repurchase list. The product I have no idea why I purchased is the Zoto's All About Curls Bouncy Cream, and I think in March I went on vacation and I had no like small container to put a hair cream in, so I kind of frantically went on Amazon and bought this. I did no research into picking out a product, nor looked for one like that I had tried, but something about it looked really familiar to me, and I was like, oh, like I probably bought it before, like I liked it. So I bought it, and then it clicked after I bought it that I had a gel with this brand that I despise and I did not like. So I kind of felt the same about the cream. It felt a little heavy for a curl cream. It did add definition, I will say that, but it'd be like the first day, and then afterwards it kind of just, all my curls fell. So definitely not going to repurchase this one. And I have this little mini Kerastase Also another purple toning shampoo, and I actually really enjoyed this one. It's interesting because I could never see a difference when using this one compared, or sorry, let me backtrack. When I used the other one, I could see a difference in my hair where it didn't look very brassy, it did look toned. And then with this one, my hair looked the same. However, I would always get compliments after washing my hair with this one, which was very odd to me because I didn't see a difference, but it was an enjoyable experience, and I do really like the Kerastase hairline. I think it's all hair products. What am I saying? Like their shampoo and conditioner stuff. But yeah, I probably wouldn't repurchase this one again. Oh my, I have no use for it, so not on my repurchase list. And then I do have two hair declutters. So one, I don't even know how to say this, but I got this, I think, in like a FabFitFun box a couple years ago, and it was in the winter when I got this, and it's like a summer product. It's Hair After the Sun. So I was like, oh, I'll just save that for summertime. And I never really used it because it doesn't necessarily make sense for my hair type. It kind of just sat in a box, and then recently I was like, oh, I should actually try and use this product. Turns out it is a like hair mask. So I was like, oh, this is great. I can definitely use a hair mask. So I busted it out, I used it, and I don't know if either it went bad or just based on what the product is. It is so thin. For a hair mask, I would never expect it to be a thin formula, and this was like thinner than my shampoo, thinner than my like conditioner. So I used it twice, I think, because I kind of gaslit myself and was like, no, like, let me try it again. It also just made my hair feel kind of stiff. So that one was a declutter. And then next I have the Tresemme Bouncy Curls Defining Mousse, and I would say it's like around here. So I did use most of it, but I have been finding that my hair has just been kind of different lately. And at first I thought, oh, it's probably just like hormones, getting older. But then I was starting to notice like certain days my hair looked not great. So I started looking at like which products I was using, and this was one of them, where along with that other product I said, where I would style my hair and it would look great in the moment, and literally the next day like my hair would be flat, frizzy, like not defined. So yeah, that was the culprit, or one of the culprits. And I also just didn't really like the smell of it. It was kind of nauseating. They kind of have like this distinct smell. And then I also didn't put it like on my scalp, but it always felt like it was, and in my scalp would be so itchy. So yeah, once I stopped using that product, kind of a lot of things were solved. So that definitely was one of the problems. And then next up I have nail polish or nail products, and I actually do have two today. So one is this top coat. There is a little bit left, but it is so sticky and stringy that I'm not using this. And this is the OPI Rapid Dry. I probably wouldn't get this again because I would say about 3/4 of the way it got like that, and I just used it on my toes because it was so difficult to work with. And then the other one is the Holo Taco High Tea Hibiscus, which was on my list for this year. There is a tiny bit left, but it is to the point where like I can't get it with my brush. No amount of like nail polish thinner has been helping, so I'm counting this as an empty, and I'm satisfied with that. And then I have two things of like cotton rounds, or I guess one was cotton balls and then one's cotton rounds. These are both Target products. I don't shop at Target anymore, so I'll probably get them like, I don't know, at Walgreens or CVS or something, maybe even Ulta. They're cotton balls and cotton rounds. There's nothing special about them. So, and then lastly, I have fragrance, and I really thought that I had more. I must be thinking of Q1, but I'm definitely gonna have a lot more for the Q3. But I have 3 little travel samplers and then 1 little mini, which I'm very happy and proud about. So let's go through these. I have Replica Beach Walk. Oh, I enjoyed this. This kind of smelled like sunscreen to me, which weirdly enough I enjoyed, and I would maybe buy this, though I find a lot of Replica's perfumes kind of start to smell like each other. For example, they have like a few different like fresh, clean, like bubble bath. That one's really nice. They all smell the same. Bubble bath slightly stood out to me, so I'd probably purchase that one, even though I liked the other ones. So this is kind of similar, though I do kind of like that sunscreen scent. I have another Replica one, Lazy Sunday Morning. I think I enjoyed this one. I don't really recall it. Yeah, didn't speak out to me, so probably not. And then the Tom Ford Ebene Fume. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but this one kind of had like a very strong, almost musky scent, I believe. And I do like these, but this one just seemed a little, it smelled like a cologne to me, which I don't mind. Like I have Spice Bomb, but this one, I guess there's a little bit left. I wonder if I can get it out. Okay, yeah, no. There's some left, but it's not coming out. So I don't think I would buy that one. And then lastly is Burberry Goddess, and oh, I love this one. This one was on my Pantsa plan for this year, so I did finish it and very happy about that, but I really do enjoy this one. It is just such a nice, like, it smells sophisticated, it smells clean and fresh, and I really enjoyed this one. So I do miss this one, but I have so many perfumes to work through. You know, probably in December I will put one on my wish list. It might be that one. And I did actually miss one more declutter. This is the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. This has evaded being decluttered so many times. I think last year I thought about decluttering it and I somehow got it to work. I went back and watched that video because I could not get this to work. And I don't know, something changed. It was not working for me and it's just sitting there. I've had it for so long and it just sits there. So that is not a product I want anymore. So that goes over all of my makeup progress this past quarter. I really am surprised with how much skincare and like moisturizers I finished, but I guess my skin has been quite dry. But I'm eager to show you guys the next update. I'm gonna have so many empties. I've already had quite a few that I almost put in this video. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye!